Hi there, my name is Samir. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Salesmotion. Really excited to walk you through how we can support companies selling into the life sciences, such as CROs, CDMOs, and also smaller consulting companies. Anybody really that needs to understand biotechs, biopharma, and life sciences companies better. So first things first, this is Salesmotion. You can see I've set it up in a demo environment here where we play a life sciences company doing CRO work, and I've added about 150 accounts that I'm tracking. So what is Salesmotion really doing? So we do the following. We compress that manual grunt work that reps might be doing today, looking at SEC filings, funding rounds, news, people moves, and especially also things like clinical trial updates across many platforms and many websites. We want to compress that as much as possible, and we want to automate the research for you as much as possible. And for that, we built three agents. One is running deep research, going really deep on accounts so you don't just understand their pipeline in terms of drug development, but you also understand what is happening in the broader business. The second thing is we keep track of every account through our signal agent that is listening to key updates. Are they making progress on the trial? Are they hiring, let's say, a trial operations manager? Everything can be completely tailored in terms of what we're tracking and what we're researching. And finally, the prospecting agent, which is basically taking all the research that we have and packages up messages for LinkedIn, for email, and any other platform that you really want to use, even cold call scripts that you can use to reach out to these organizations and position your offering, your service more effectively. Let's look at an example. So again, I've added the accounts in here. There's about 150. Let's go into Eli Lilly, for instance. It's scoring pretty high because there's lots of relevant news happening at the company. Every person for their accounts gets a one pager with a deep briefing on what is going on in the company. So Eli Lilly, we have it right here. What do I need to know in the company? We have reported revenue. We have updates on their M&A portfolio. They've just completed a couple of acquisitions. We also go a bit deeper than just what's in the earnings calls or in key news articles. We go a lot deeper by looking, for instance, at things like job postings. Are they hiring certain titles that we are interested in, such as clinical trial program lead in Ireland? And we get the full depth of the information where we highlight to you exactly what this person will be doing, what the job will entail. And you get this for every job across every account that you're targeting. And it's running 24/7. The reps don't have to manually prompt ChatGPT or search online, use some legacy platform to find this out. It's all here in one place, really easily surfaced. And then as we go a bit further, you can see also kind of talking points that we generate and show you opportunities to position your offering right here. That's where the AI takes what we know about your company and what we know about Eli Lilly and comes up with ideas. And you can see we even track things like clinical trials that are progressing, that are maybe finishing soon. So you can actually find the right timing as well when you reach out. And that really all stems from us listening to this account 24/7. Are there key updates on the company? Are there podcasts where Eli Lilly is mentioned or maybe an executive is talking? For instance, here we have the CEO on a podcast just a few days ago. That is really powerful for BD teams and client managers to listen in and to just understand what's the mind for these customers and engage more effectively with them. And all the other things you've already seen. We even pull things like presentation slides from earnings calls and investor days. The second piece is contacts. We have a rich database of contacts, and we always make sure to filter it down to what is relevant to you. So you can define the titles you're interested in, and they can show up here. So you can then know who you should reach out to, what the messaging should be. But before we dive into the messaging, let me just summarize a couple of more things that are happening down here. We can pull in therapeutic areas, business model information, strategic initiatives we found, strengths and weaknesses analysis of the company, always backed by the actual places where we get this information from, such as the earnings call, or even like things like a podcast where things can come up. That's really powerful to have all one platform, not just done for one account, but done for every account you're selling to, always kept fresh. Now, if I have Eli Lilly here and I want to start prospecting, you can go into the prospecting agent. And that will now take all the research we have, all the contacts we found, and everything we know about you, and start putting it together into really succinct messaging that can resonate with executives and also operational leaders in the company that you're reaching out to. So we can see here now an email is being drafted to Kumar, who is in finance and procurement, and that will pick up on things that we have from their earnings call, that we pull out from their kind of job ads, and you can always go and check if this message makes sense, if this message resonates, if it's the right tone. And we're going away from large scale message blasting that is very generic. We're also going away from messages that took us half an hour to write for just one message to send. So we're finding a new middle ground where we can improve the quantity while keeping quality very high. And again, we can write sequences and many more things from here. Finally, if you want to keep tabs on your accounts, we can go to the global view. The global view is where really the patch comes together, where we're listening to all the accounts you're selling to across news, podcasts, hiring, and can alert you over email or Slack whenever something relevant happens. I personally love to set up things through the search, which also shows how powerful we can make this data set for you. If I'm, for instance, interested in the last 3 months, who has been talking about GLP drugs in any of the material that we have captured? And of course, it's a very popular topic. And we can find things like, again, news, podcasts, hiring, even earnings calls where this comes up. And when we click on this, it actually jumps to the specific point in the transcript where GLP is mentioned, or anything for that matter. I love to set up alerts for this. So whenever I want to kind of keep tabs on my accounts on a specific topic or keyword, regulation or drug, I get an alert. And when there's something new, I will know. I don't have to prompt something. I don't have to set up alerts in Google that just looks at news. I set it up here and we'll search for anything that's out there. And that's how we're helping organizations in the life sciences, like Cytel, who's already a customer. There's other CROs we're supporting. There's companies in the product compliance space and medtech that we're supporting. And if you're a life sciences company or selling into life sciences, we would love to talk to you as well, as we are heavily investing in this space. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Samir, the CEO and co-founder of Salesmotion, and I hope this was a useful introduction to Salesmotion for the life sciences industry.